Hello and welcome to the 501st Com Chatter. It is your hosts, Chloe and Will.
Hello.
And today we thought we'd talk about our experience at London Comic Con last weekend.
Yay.
Yay! It was very fun and we saw lots of fun cosplayers as well.
Yes, and we will be breaking down our experience, our trip.
Yeah.
A bit of a nightmare coming home, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about that. And also we have some photos of like behind the scenes from the Ahsoka series, which has sort of just been released.
Yeah.
Look very fun, and we're going to be talking about and discussing those as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. It's going to be a fun week. Not so much particularly themed. Like last week was all about Palpatine, but this week we've got more of a chilled episode.
Yeah.
But we also don't have like any sort of normal news like we do.
Yeah.
Like
there's no like new release like figures and Lego sets.
There is some
like
rumoured stuff though, so we're going to talk about that. So to start us off with, personal news on our thing. Finally, today, it arrived. My Emperor Palpatine Funko. I mean, I thought
sticking with the Palpatine theme.
Makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
I meet the guy and I ended up paying about 13 quid, including postage for this one, because he was down to 11.
So this is the Funko where he's sat in the throne.
Yes, and it's the like Return of the Jedi series. But yeah, at the Comic Con, they were selling this one for 20 quid plus. So I think I've
Got
done
a nice
myself.
little deal.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, going on to news, which is like again, this isn't confirmed, so don't be like, oh, Will and Chloe said this was happening, so it's happening.
It's just what we've heard.
Yes. Start off with a bit of sad news, possibly. It looks like Pedro. Oh man.
Pedro Pascal.
He is apparently not returning for Mandalorian season 4. I'm not sure how that's going to work, because if he's not returning for any of the physical stuff, I can understand that. It's not a big deal. If he's not coming back for the voice, I find that to be a big problem.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, you know, that is a voice that I just don't think you can replace with someone else. You know, it's an iconic voice in a way, even though it's it's nothing special about it. It's just his voice.
But it's Mando, isn't it? Yeah. Everyone knows Mando's voice, so.
But I feel like you need, like, this is a character that I think Star Wars still want to do stuff with.
Yeah.
Like maybe Ahsoka season 2, maybe Mando season 4, maybe Dave Filoni's film. But I feel like Star Wars still want the character.
Yeah.
So there's no way that they're just going to write him off now. And so that one is a bit of a sad big deal, and I hope it isn't true.
I mean, my initial thoughts, you know, he's saying he's not coming back for Mando season 4. I think it will just be the kind of physical work, because I think even in Book of Boba Fett, like Pedro wasn't on set, he just did like the voiceover. It's all kind of stunt people that wear Mando's suit now, because, you know, he does wear his helmet 90% of the time.
99.8% of the time.
Yeah.
He's helmeted.
So, you know, it's not necessarily needed him to be in the suit doing all the stunts himself, because, you know, you never see his face really, other than, you know, the odd time where he takes off for Grogu. But I think, you know, as far as his voice goes, no one else can do that. So I think unless they're going to use some kind of AI technology like they did with Darth Vader, I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think, especially with the amount of criticism Disney are getting at the minute with the whole, was it Afra, the strike, and the whole, we don't want to use AI. I feel like if they were to do that with this character, I think there would be a massive uproar. So hopefully,
I hope he comes back, and I think maybe he just means he's not coming back physically, like to play him, but he's gonna still do the voiceover.
Well, hopefully. Let's hope, because that's quite a big blow.
Because we love Mando.
We do.
He's so cool, and we love Grogu as well.
And he, galvanized the franchise again with the interest in it.
100%.
Because when The Mandalorian came out, everyone was wanting to be back in terms of Star Wars, Yeah. So definitely hope that one is a fake rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's also linked being the new Mr. Fantastic, so he might be going over to Marvel. So that might be a reason as well that
maybe it's a sort of timing issue.
Speaking of Marvel, Kevin Feige has apparently his Star Wars movie is not happening now.
Mm-hmm.
He was asked recently in an interview, how any news on your Star Wars movie, and he just replied, no. Like, I think the question was like, are you still doing it or something?
Yeah, is it still going ahead?
And he was like, no. And that was it. Like, there was no definite answer. There wasn't like, it might be. No, it was just no. So it looked like he wasn't even interested in doing it. But that doesn't look like that's happening anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if the Rogue Squadron film, Patsy, I can't remember her name, but I don't think that one is happening anymore. We haven't heard anything on it.
No.
What other news? Oh, there was rumored Lego news.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, next year's, how many UCS sets do they do a year? 1 or 2? Because this year's been 1, isn't it? Because
maybe it's 1.
Maybe 1 or 2. I think, I'm not sure. Maybe like the smaller UCS ones. Like the ships.
Yeah.
So but apparently one of the ones next year is going to be a TIE Interceptor.
Mm-hmm.
Now apparently it's going to be 200 odd quid.
Yeah.
It's going to be about the same amount of pieces as like the old one. It's just going to look a little bit different. So there's again, just rumors, and I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Any other things we need to mention news-wise?
Don't think so. I've not heard anything.
No. I think that's it for news. I think we can crack on with today's episode. So, London Comic-Con Winter.
Yeah.
London Film and Comic-Con Winter.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not the MCM one. This is the Showmasters event one.
This is the one at Olympia.
Yes. Now, I really like the Showmasters one.
Yeah.
I went last year to my first ever Comic-Con, which was the London Comic-Con, like the main one in July.
Yeah.
I went to the one in the winter last year, and then this year with you, I've been to the summer one again, and I've been to the winter one. Now,
and both times you met someone from Star Wars.
Yes, I have met someone from Star Wars at every one of those, I think.
Yeah.
Did I? I'm trying to think.
Well, the summer.
Oh no, I did. I did.
Did you?
Because in the summer last year, I met Dorian Kingy, Cad Bane in Book of Boba Fett.
Ah, okay.
And I met what's his name? James O'Donnell, who does all the stunts as Darth Vader in Kenobi. And then in the winter, I met Demetrius, which is, again, very nice guy. And then in the summer, I met Boba Fett. And then this year, I met Palpatine, which we'll get onto the photos in a bit. But for our trip up, it was quite smooth. Just a little recommendation for you guys if you're going to London, to like the London Comic Con at Showmasters. If your coach stops at Earl's Court, get off there. So we got off at Earl's Court when our coach was going to Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
We literally, well, we went in the Tesco's first and got like a drink and that.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, you get off the coach and you just go down this long straight road, go right at the end of it, and you're there.
Yeah, it's literally like probably about 10 minutes away.
Took us 10 minutes to walk from like where we got dropped off to being in the queue to go in.
Yeah.
So again, very cool.
Very good.
So shall I show them?
Yes.
So we had a little look around, and we'll get into what we saw and all that in a bit.
Yeah.
But the time come to meet
Palpatine.
Palpatine. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit, because obviously, you know, this is a big deal. I had my Palpatine top on, which I changed into because obviously we were wearing our.
We had our 501st
tops, which again very cool. So here we have. This is me and the man Palpatine. Now, I will be honest, it was like brief. It was a very quick encounter. It was a very much like, hi, nice to meet you. Pose, photo. Again, cool, thanks, nice to meet you. Boom, gone.
Done. Yeah.
But I have now officially met.
Ian McDermott.
I have met the Chancellor.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, he was very polite, very nice, but there's also a moment I'm going to talk about next, which was very cool as well. And it was nice to see.
Yeah.
When I think back to if I go back to my year, like, if you were to talk about my year as like a recap, and what I have done in this year, in this 1 year, I have met Chancellor Palpatine, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all the voices of the clones in D. Bradley Baker,
Tim Morrison,
and Boba Fett,
who's also the clones.
Yeah, like. And I've done all that, and Django, and I've done all of that in like this 1 year. Yeah. And I've just been very lucky to say I've met these people, and that these guys are incredible. And yeah, he, again, like I said, he is a nice guy. It was a very brief moment. I think there was a little bit more communication when me and you met Tem in the summer, because that was very much like, oh, thank you for coming. He was very appreciative of that. Whereas Ian was very much, hi, nice to meet you. Cool, thank you. Bye. Yeah. And again, I don't think it is these people in particular that's like that. It's because obviously there's so many people that are wanting photos with these, not just Ian, but like everyone else there, Yeah. So when they're having a photo op, they can't just have me stood there for 5 minutes being like, oh, so what's your favorite quote? And they can't have that. They need you to be like, quick. This is a memento for me to be like, I've met Palpatine, and I'm very lucky that I did. One thing that you did notice, which was quite funny that I didn't notice till after, is because my t-shirt was just so black, the Palpatine's face just looks like there's just a face there. So when you were looking at it, it looks like I'm having a photo with Ian, and there's just some random Palpatine popped up in front of us.
It looks like there's 3 people there. I think because like the shadowing and the lighting on like his robes and stuff, like on the picture on your t-shirt.
Yeah, the t-shirt just looks black. So it is
It's
quite
very
funny when
funny.
you look at it. But again, I want to, I always sort of wear a t-shirt to go with
Hmm.
who I'm meeting,
Yeah.
and I want to continue that trend whenever I do meet other Star Wars people. But again, very nice guy, very lucky.
Very cool.
Now I want to talk about this guy as well, right? So this was taken from the like Showmasters
Instagram page.
Instagram, and obviously they're doing promotional images as well.
Hmm.
Now I was stood in the queue directly behind this Palpatine like cosplayer, right?
And he was the only Palpatine cosplayer there. Like I imagined there to be quite a few people in like the robe and stuff. And he had like the contact lenses and everything.
I'll be honest.
I got to give him a shout out for that. Just like
Yes.
being the only Palpatine cosplayer.
Well, if any of you know who this guy is,
Yes.
please let us know. I didn't get a chance to like properly be like, I'm from the 501st Com Chatter.
Yeah.
But if you get the chance and you know who he is, let me know so I can message him and be like, you were so cool. That was awesome cosplay. Like, in normal circumstances, I could have made him my Troop of the Week this week because of the cosplay. Like, the robes were perfect.
Yeah, they had like the lines on them, didn't they?
It was perfect. It wasn't just like, oh, he's just got some black sort of sheet material. Like, that robe is basically a Palpatine robe, by the way. Like, I was saying to you, do you reckon there's any 501st Palpatines? If he didn't have his beard, he'd probably be doing it.
Yeah.
But in fairness as well, his makeup was really good as well. And I got to have a little chat with him. And he met Palpatine at Celebration as well, dressed as the Emperor. And he was like, oh, I wonder what he's going to say this time. And so, yeah, when this photo's taken, I'm literally like stood as the next person. I think that might be the edge of my shadow. So I was literally the next person to meet him. And when when Ian saw him, he was like, oh, God. And then originally, before he smiled for the photo, like Ian was sort of stood on his shoulder like that and was like, but and
I
then
feel
this
like
guy,
you can tell by Ian's face, like he's definitely like
he
happy about
appreciates,
it. Yeah,
like obviously someone has gone all out to, But this guy as well, like he was really focused on making his look really good. Like he said to me, he's like, "Oh, is my hood like? Can you see enough of my forehead?" And I was like, "Maybe you just need to pull it back a little bit."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." So he was very sort of focused on sorting that out. And apparently, it took him 10 minutes to do his makeup, his Palpatine makeup, which was again very cool. But yeah, just such a cool cosplay. I think it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
On the day, I mean, we did see a lot of funny ones and good ones, which we'll mention in a bit. But yeah, but shout out to this guy.
Yeah.
Again, also the fact that I was stood next for the photo.
Yeah.
And he also, when he had his photo, you can see him smiling, but he was actually doing the Palpatine like laugh in the photo. He's like, ah, 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 ah. It was like, bloody hell, he was good. So
getting into character.
He really got into character.
Oh.
I was expecting to see lightning come out of his hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So
out.
if you know this guy, please let us know so we can give him a shout out.
A proper shout out.
Yeah.
Now, this next photo is quite special for me and you because we didn't expect to see this person there. So, just to give you guys a little backstory. So, under this Bo-Katan mask, cosplay, is our friend Emily. Now, we met Emily briefly at Celebration.
Yeah.
I think it was on the Saturday we met her and her and her boyfriend, and she was in her clone trooper armor that she done, and that was the first time that we met, and it was really cool because obviously we've had Emily on the podcast before, but we were wandering around. And we've obviously seen, Emily's new Bo-Katan cosplay, on her socials. And she was doing a lot of stuff with one of her friends, Amy, which we'll go into.
Yeah.
And as we were wandering around, we looked over and I was like, that looks like Emily's friend.
Yeah.
And then as I said that, you were like, and
There's
there's Emily
Bo-Katan.
stood next to her.
Yeah.
So we were like, we have to go over and say hello. So it was lovely seeing Emily again, and we got to see her Bo-Katan cosplay in person
real life.
For the first time. Very good job on it.
She gave us some stickers as well.
Yes, and we gave her a sticker as well.
Yes.
But another reason why this is really cool for us. So if you're looking, whenever you see our podcast, you see our profile picture, our cover image.
So it's like the 2 501st clone troopers
with the little mics, Our new cover design and all that.
She drew it.
Emily was the one who commissioned it and designed it for us. I wanted a bit of a, what's the word? I wanted to change it up. I wanted to freshen it up a bit, and she done an amazing job in it. And then obviously it was your idea
to do the t-shirts,
put it on t-shirts. And then when we saw Emily, we were like,
she was like, "You're wearing my art." I love that.
So we were like, we had to get a photo with Emily.
Yeah.
With our t-shirts,
with
the cover, and it's her artwork. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Again, one of our one of the older friends of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because we've known Emily on the podcast for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So
and she's been on before.
Yeah, she's been on twice.
So you may have seen her already.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure we'll have her on again at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she joined us for the 50th celebration, so we'll have her maybe for the 100th or something. But also give a shout out. I know you're going to mention her later, but to Amy, who was there with her in her Hera Rebel Pilot. Again, really good cosplay.
Really cool cosplay.
And they were doing it for a good cause as well. They were doing it for the like the Essex cosplaying group.
Yeah.
And they were doing it for like a charity, like donations and that. And you can't beat. If we didn't have one of them was a Troop of the Week for you, but that's Troop of the Week material in my eyes. Yeah. And and it was their first one at Showmasters London Comic Con at Olympia. So we hope you guys had a great time as well as we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, very cool picture. That the fact that we just didn't expect to see her. This is with another person from, I believe it was the Essex cosplayers, because of the little, because they weren't 501st, but they had the little sort of thing on their arm.
QR code, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little QR code thing on their arm. And I think it was the Essex cosplay logo. But this guy was really cool as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, you look at how good that is, and he's not 501st.
Yeah.
Because he didn't because he didn't have the orange string. But he was very cool. He liked our tops as well. Did you hear that?
No.
He was like, when we were like, "Oh, can we get a picture with you?" He was like, "Oh, I like your tops."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
So yeah, that was quite cool.
There was also some I'm sure they were Emily's friends, because they were on near her stall, and they were stormtroopers, but they were Hawaiian ones.
Yes.
And they had Hawaiian shirts and the flowers around their neck.
I feel like I've seen them
coconuts.
before. I feel like I've seen them before somewhere. Maybe at celebrations. They might have been in the queue with me to get in. I don't know why. But yeah, they were very good. And then there was obviously there was a Chewbacca wandering around.
Oh yeah, the Chewbacca, and he obviously was like getting hot, so he'd take off his costume, and then he was just like in a t-shirt and jeans. But like you could see he was Chewbacca because he had black around his eyes.
And the fact that he still had his legs on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool one. Other Star Wars cosplays that we saw that were quite cool.
There was a Padme.
There was a couple of Padmes.
Yeah.
There was Phantom Menace, like Attack
Like
on the
the
Palace.
Mm.
Padme with like the sort of maroony, purpley, reddy. Then there was obviously a couple of Geonosis Padmes.
Mm-hmm.
There was also there's a photo Emily and Amy have got with them. There was a Kylo guy in a Kylo Ren mask, and it had "I love Gramps" on his t-shirt. And then there was like a guy with him in like old man's clothing and a walking stick, a Vader helmet, and was like old man.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very clever.
That was clever.
What other Star Wars? Oh, there was an Inquisitor.
Oh yeah.
Which was weird because it was like an Inquisitor, but the mask looked like an Overwatch mask. Like it was almost like they've done this really good Inquisitor thing, and then they've created a mask for it.
Yeah.
What other ones was there? There was a couple, I swear. There was a couple of Rebel pilots. There was like Resistance pilots.
Oh yeah. I think it was Rebel Legion was there.
Yes, with the one of the
So they
Padmes.
had they had one of the Padme, like Geonosis Padme, and they had Leia in like her
New
her
Hope.
white, like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Cinnamon bun.
Yeah. And there was like a Resistance pilot, wasn't there? Because you noticed the helmet was a bit different.
Well, I was like, there's not an X-Wing pilot. I mean, personally, I don't really like the Resistance helmets. Yeah. But some of them are cool. Oh, there was a couple of Bobas.
Oh, yeah. And Mandalorians as well. In like full Beskar armor.
That was cool.
And there was one that had like a little baby Yoda in his little satchel thing. Little Grogu.
I'm trying to think of the Star Wars ones that we saw there. There was a Bad Batch Season 2 Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
That we saw queuing up
he had like
for someone.
Sort of civilian clothes on.
Yeah, because it was like, he wasn't armoured. It was like the sort of coloured helmet, like shoulder bit that he had. And then it was like just a brownie t-shirt.
Yeah. So there was a couple of Anakins as well.
Yep. Then we did see as well, he wasn't as Cal Kestis.
Oh, yeah.
This time.
Kai Kestis. Lots of you probably know him from like the video that went viral where Cameron Monaghan, the one that plays Cal, he was like on stage at Celebration and he had like a poncho on and he gave it to someone in the crowd that was dressed as Cal Kestis and had Merrin with him, and that was Kai Kestis, which I think he's quite well known on like TikTok and things. But we sort of like walked past them. But they were dressed up as like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Star-Lord and like Nebula, because obviously Karen Gillan was there. But you know, you spotted
I was
them.
like, oh, that's that guy from Celebration. It's funny when you go to these events and you like see things that happen, and then you know.
There was also, we pointed this out when we were having like a little break. There was quite a few Director Krennics.
Oh yeah.
Like Imperial officers, but like the white jacket and the sort of cape.
Yeah.
It was like, you're like, how many people?
Very unusual one.
How many people again is like Director Krennic?
Yeah.
But again, it was, they were really good cosplays. There was a tall Kylo Ren. A girl was playing. Because he had like the long hair coming out of the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Vader.
Oh, yeah, there was a Vader, which I think was a girl as well. Because I think she had like a lightsaber that was pink.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a few like stormtroopers going around. But yeah, I expected a lot more like Palpatine kind of cosplays.
Like we did. Oh, there was 2 Darth Mauls as well that we found.
Oh yeah,
because basically on our way there on the coach, I said, "Shall we do a cosplay bingo, where we come up with 9 Was it 9 or 10?
10.
10 cosplays that we were thinking we were going to see.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that let me down was Emperor Palpatine. Oh, wait, no. I did see Palpatine because of the guy. I didn't cross him off my list. But yeah, so, you know, there was one of the ones.
But there was only one Palpatine.
No, there was only one. And
Yeah.
if there was any more, we didn't see you guys.
No.
Unless you turn up on the Sunday and Palpatine wasn't there. But no, it was really fun. I mean, we didn't get an overly lot of pictures with the guys because we were just sort of enjoying our day, really. You know, at the end of the day, we made an exception for like Emily and that because you know we know them.
Yeah.
They're friends of ours.
Yeah.
But still, there was a lot of very cool cosplays. We'll quickly mention some of the other ones, like non-Star Wars ones. I think one of my favourites, there was a Boris Johnson. And the guy he looked the part. He even sounded the part. He had suit, blue tie, and he was carrying this sign. And then every photo, he was like, I know. But he just looked like Boris, and I was like, fair play. And this is the thing about Comic-Cons, right? You don't need to turn up. If you're coming as a cosplayer, you don't need to be specific to, oh, you have to turn up as a Star Wars or a Doctor Who or Marvel. You know, you can turn up as whatever you want. There was a Donald Trump. There was a Boris Johnson. Why on earth are you turning up at a con like that? But that's the point of it. You're just there having fun. There was anime characters. There was quite a funny bit that you made me laugh when you're like, "Oh look, there's a little kid as a Miles Morales," and I look over and he's like, it was like the animated one. So he had like the jacket, the hood, the suit, and then I like looked over and then he's like. and I was just like, oh, he's got his spider sense. Yeah. But again, you know, people were just having fun. You know, there were so many people just in, you know, Star Wars t-shirts, other t-shirts. You know, it's just, this is the thing about cons. If you haven't been to one, I do recommend you just go along, even if they're, you know, people go to these things for different reasons. One of my reasons for going is I like meeting and getting, you know, maybe getting an autograph or meeting one of the actors that I've grown up watching in Star Wars and stuff. You know, that's why this year I met Tem, the one last year, and I met Palpatine this year because that's what I liked him. But some people go there and they don't buy any photo ops or autographs. Yeah. But they go there for the socializing with the cosplays, and I definitely recommend you go along and experience one.
I mean, there's also the stands as well, so like it's nice to look around those, see if there's anything that you like. You know, there's multiple sort of Lego stands. Here you go. So this is when it got quite busy, sort of during the day, but there's even like a little Universal bit. So you can watch like trailers. Or they have I know this is not from Star Wars, but the car from the new movie coming out called Argyle was there as well. So like it's unusual stuff like that you see.
Like if there is a merchandise for whatever you're into, like especially Star Wars, the vendors and the stalls have it. Yeah.
Like, they've got anything from Funko Pops to like bath bombs, mugs, helmets, like everything.
But this is the thing. You made a good point as well. It's like when you find a Funko, you're either getting ripped off or you've got yourself a complete steal. Like that Palpatine that I showed you earlier that I got from Funko.com, like, you know, the official Funko site for 11 quid. Yeah. People were selling the exact same one there for 20 quid plus, you know. So these things. But then again, there was like figures. Yeah. Like we found a couple of like Darth Revan Black Series,
Yeah.
which you said you found cheaper, so we didn't end
Yeah.
up getting them.
I think the thing is, you just got to shop around, haven't you? But you could end up finding a really good deal.
Yeah, and like a good example, I kept umming and ahhing about this one all the time I was there. There's a little, you know, I like my little Lego minifigs, so I got an AT-AT pilot. It's one of my favourite stormtroopers, shall we say, and I got it for £4.
Mm-hmm. But
You
people
could
are selling them on
eBay. You
and...
can't get it less than that. You're paying £5+ in, like, excluding postage.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I got myself a deal with that one, and they had like Clone Commander as well for like £7.
Yeah.
Which I think is again, you know, you can't get that for less than 10 really.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of opportunity for sellers and, you know, fans alike, but just so much stuff.
Yeah,
it was a very good time. Afterwards, we had a little bit of time to kill, so we sort of went to London, went and had a little look around, sort of Piccadilly Circus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we had a good time, had a prime time. But then we also went in little Hamleys, had a look, and they had a little Star Wars selection. I was a little bit disappointed. I thought they would have had more, considering it was Hamleys. If you guys don't know what Hamleys is like a 5-floor toy shop on Regent Street, and it is massive. Like, there's so much stuff. It was just rammed, and then we had a bit of a nightmare coming home because
I'm sure a lot of you guys that went probably experienced this.
Yes, there was a lot of traffic due to the protests, which delayed all the buses. And then when we got on our coach, the bus driver was going to take was open 20 minutes before we left. We then leave, and he's gone that way, and it's closed. So we spent 2 hours basically not moving, and we went when he was able to get back round on himself and go the way he should have gone. We had been in Victoria, like going past the coach station, for 2 hours. Like, so that was a bit of a nightmare. It was a long trip home, but I think the whole experience at the Comic-Con was worth it. We've got some great memories from it, and depending on who is there next year, we'll probably be there again.
Yeah.
And we promise next time we'll get some more photos with some of these cosplayers.
Yeah.
And we'll just put them out here for you guys to enjoy. But we will put the photo up of me and Palpatine and us and Emily on our socials. So go check those out if you haven't watched today's episode.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for our trip to Comic-Con. Shall we move on to behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce it? Do you want to explain it?
Yeah. So basically, all the actors and actresses that were in Ahsoka have been posting lots of pictures on their socials. They've been going around Instagram and TikTok for days. I think because like the strikes kind of ended now they're kind of able to show all these kind of behind the scenes pics. So this one we're starting off with Ezra in his night trooper armor.
Again, by the way, spoilers for Ahsoka for some of these.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Ahsoka, then this is probably not a good section to watch. So please look away. But yeah, this one is obviously Ezra in his night trooper armor. I think that's very cool.
Yeah,
see,
all the ribbons and all the like just normal. It's basically a stormtrooper armor.
Yeah,
a little bit grey and a little bit sort of darker because of sort of worn. Yeah. But with the sort of red ribbon around it, it looks quite happy.
It was very cool armor. and I feel like I'd
And
be
he's
the
got
same.
very blue contact lenses.
Yes. But Ezra does have very like blue eyes, don't he?
That is very true. But no, I like this one.
Yeah.
It's just a simple one of, it's just literally a selfie of him.
I think I'd be the same. I'd just be like, this is so cool. I'm in Stormtrooper armor. And this one, I think lots of people will be very happy to know that even though Ashley Eckstein, is it Eckstein or Eckstein?
Eckstein.
Ashley Eckstein?
Eckstein. It's one of them.
I'm not sure.
Depends where you're from.
I think it's Ashley Eckstein. I don't know. So everyone knows her as the voice of Ahsoka in the Clone Wars and Rebels. So, she has been Ahsoka for so many years, and then obviously it came to live action. Everyone wanted her to be the live action Ahsoka because you got Bo-Katan that's the voice, and she's live action. And Thrawn, yeah. So I think a lot of people may have been a bit disappointed when obviously Rosario got the role, but there's so many other people that are like different from animated and live action. Ewan McGregor and James Arnold Taylor.
I think what some people would say about those though is Ewan and Hayden and that were the characters before the voices.
True.
So you can understand that being different.
There's plenty other ones.
And
Grand
shout
Inquisitor.
out as well to Rosario.
Yeah.
She is the live action
She's
Ahsoka.
Brilliant as Ahsoka. Yeah. But,
And she plays the older Ahsoka as well brilliantly.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I love Rosario's version of Ahsoka. I love both of them. I love Clone Wars. I think, Ashley plays a really good sort of younger version of Ahsoka, and then this is like a newer kind of version. But yeah, obviously by this photo, Ashley was on set of Ahsoka, so she's still there, telling her, this is what you have to be Ahsoka. She's still definitely 100% involved in it, and that is
she needed to be included in the set.
Yeah.
I'm glad that this picture has now come out of she was on set.
Because it shows they've not just like pushed Ashley aside and it's like, oh, Rosario, you're Ahsoka now,
I think at the end of the day as well,
involved
because it's Dave Filoni's like main character that he created, I feel like he wouldn't just forget Ashley with Ahsoka at all.
No.
So I'm glad that awesome. They're there. I do like this photo. They just look so happy. It's like, oh, it's Ahsoka.
Yeah. And like there's so many pictures from them both at like Celebration and stuff, and they're all doing like the Spider-Man like pointing at each other kind of thing. I don't know. They worked so well.
Op as well at Celebration. It was Ahsoka and it was Ashley and Rosario. Like you can have an
Ahsoka cosplayer. Yeah,
that was quite.
It's so cool, and they just have a really good sort of friendship, and I love it. This is young Ahsoka and Rosario Ahsoka.
This is quite cool as well, though, because it shows the transformation, like in the headpiece as well.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the young Ahsoka's headpiece to
older
Rosario's, it's like the lines obviously gotten thinner.
Yeah.
Like, as it's like got longer.
Yeah.
But in fairness, this version of Ahsoka as well was really good in the flashbacks.
Yeah. I think this is a very cool photo. And I didn't realise this until like probably about a month ago. The one that plays younger Ahsoka, she was in the Barbie movie. But I didn't realise that. But yeah, she played young Ahsoka really well.
She's really good at playing flashback characters because she played young Gamora in like
that was it as
in
well.
Like a moment in like Infinity Wars, like a flashback thing. So she's good at flashback characters.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, I think the one thing I would have liked though is if they had her for like the young Ahsoka,
Ashley,
but then if they had Ashley as the Siege of Mandalore, so it's like she's gotten a bit older.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got Rosario now. But again, she was still very good as young Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So
I think her cosplay not cosplay, costume.
Like cosplay. She's a cosplayer now.
You know what I mean? Like her outfit and everything. It looks so good.
Yeah.
And the head towels, like they look really natural.
But it's like what we
They've
first.
got wrinkles.
But it's the Ahsoka we first see,
Yeah.
and the Ahsoka we got now.
Ahsoka the White. Yeah.
So I like the fact that it's like showing the young and the old.
So cool. Oh.
Oh,
This one. Ooh.
oh, this one's emotional.
Yeah. So this one we have Natalia, who plays Sabine. We have Balin. And we have Shin Hati. And then Rosario. And obviously this one is very sad because it's one that they're gonna look back on and they're gonna think, obviously Balin, he's not alive anymore.
Yeah.
So this is one that's like is very lucky that they got a picture here.
And he looks so happy as well there as well.
Yeah.
Like his character was one of the like main points in like why Ahsoka was so good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like he was just a character that I immediately connected with in terms of like I wanted more of his story because of the way Ray portrayed him.
Yeah. That was his name, Ray Stevenson.
And seeing him at Celebration when he come onto the stage with Lars Mikkelsen,
But then like at Celebration, no one really knew who he was. Like obviously they've seen him a little bit in the trailer, but it's only a little
and
clips.
He done the
he'd
done the voice of like I think it was Gar Saxon, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So that's where we sort of knew him from. But this was the thing, I felt a bit bad because when I saw him at Celebration when he come out on the stage. At the time, I was more excited for the fact it was Lars Mikkelsen.
Yeah, it's like
it's Thrawn. Like that's what I got excited for.
Yeah,
and I didn't overly get excited for Balin.
Yeah,
but if it was like if they did Celebration like today, and he was obviously still around, and we just had Ahsoka, like I'd have been there, being like Balin.
Yeah,
because I love Thrawn and Lars did a great job, but Ray. Ray was really good, and I can't wait to get a little Funko of him to show him off.
Oh, yeah, very sweet picture. I think this one's probably like my favorite of the bunch.
This is one of my favorites.
It's Hayden and some other guy.
I think it's like a producer.
Not sure. Some kind of guy from the team. They're riding on a little speeder, like a Luke speeder.
Yeah, because there's the picture of like a behind-the-scenes picture of the person who played Shin.
Oh
and
yeah,
she's riding one and like,
and she smokes in the video.
And she was like, yeah,
yeah, that's funny.
So I think it's the same speeder, but obviously,
I think they were all having a bit of fun with the speeders.
I think it's nice to see that like Hayden's having some fun in it. Like you can clearly see that he's happy and having a laugh. Yeah. And I think
he's glad to be back as Anakin.
Yes, and we're all glad that he's back.
Yeah, I really hope this isn't the last we see of Hayden as Anakin. No, I want to see him more. And this one's quite cool. So this is obviously Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Hayden, Rosario, and the one that plays flashback Ahsoka. I'm not sure her name. Sorry.
And a dog.
And a dog. We all love the dogs. But yeah, obviously this one's very cool. Just the whole team together. They were probably, just about to film the flashback scenes. Or
this is it could be anywhere. This could just be in like some office that they're doing like line rehearsal for or something.
Yeah.
But still, just a very cool picture.
The whole gang together.
And the dog.
And Jon Favreau, I just noticed he's wearing a Mickey Mouse top. Hey, Disney. Oh. This one I thought was quite funny. So this is Sabine Wren, Ahsoka, and Ezra. And they all have like these
robes on for their sort of keep
yeah,
the sun off them. I think
they almost look like boxing robes.
they do. You know what I was going to say? Is this the new season of Power Rangers?
It looks kind of like Rocky Balboa. So obviously they're all kind of like color coded to the character as well, which is funny.
So you got Sabine's like a silver with like purple
and orange.
Ahsoka's is like a navy with orange,
And white.
and then you've got Ezra's, which is almost like a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Harry Potter one. This is like the sort of red and the gold, but that's what they were like wearing for the scenes. So
yeah.
I thought that was quite funny.
No, it's funny.
But again,
love it. So this is a picture of Ezra, and you can really see like the scars on his face there. I think that's pretty cool.
They went into a lot of detail on Ezra, I think, and in fairness, I think he looked really good.
Yeah.
Like the long hair
Mm-hmm.
really suited this Ezra. Like he was almost like season 1, 2
Yeah.
Ezra before he went short hair.
Yeah.
And it just
Like
really worked with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I think that was
and the beard as well, because like I said, at the end of the day, he's going to be
a lot
older than what he was in. So,
and he's probably been there for a while as well.
Yeah.
On that planet. And yeah, so I think it may be Sabine or Ahsoka. They're holding up a sticker that says, "Where is Ezra?" And he's like, "Hi, I'm here."
This is one of my favorites. So it's just Lars Mikkelsen just chilling on set in his full Thrawn outfit, and he's just there. He's got one of his legs like over the other. He's got like a cigarette in his hand, and he looks like someone's just come up to him and take a photo, and he's just like, "What?" Like he wasn't really expecting to be photographed here.
Yeah. Which
was, but I don't know why. I just find it quite funny.
Yeah.
But it's a good one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think this is a good
one. Just some other ones that I know that I saw, which were quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a picture behind the scene, and it's the woman of Shin, and she's like got Grogu.
Oh yeah.
But the person holding Grogu was in a Mandalorian crew top.
Okay.
So people were like, why would Shin be with someone who's in a Mandalorian crew top? And they're like, unless she's going to be in Mandalorian season 4. Maybe that's why she's there with them. I think that's a bit of a reach in my opinion.
I think my theory is because there's some pictures where they have like COVID masks on. So my theory is they were either filming the same time as like Mando season 3 or Book of Boba Fett. Then because like obviously the studios are kind of close by.
I mean, if they're at the same studio, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That they were filming this and Mando season 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's why the guy might have the Mando crew top on.
Yeah.
And you have,
Grogu.
Shin with Grogu.
Yeah.
This is quite cool.
Yeah.
And there's also the one of Shin and Sabine dancing. And it's to that, hey, go. Hey, more passion. More passion.
Yeah.
Which, again, quite a funny one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's been a lot of behind the scenes coming up lately, which was quite cool.
Very cool.
So, yeah, that was just those for you to enjoy. I hope you enjoyed looking at those.
Mm-hmm.
We have Troopers of the Week. And we also have a meme of the week. Yes. And it is a cosplay related one anyway. Should we do that one first?
Yeah, we'll do the meme of the week.
Meme of the week first. So I'd love to know the story behind this photo. So it's a picture of this girl, and she's posing with someone who's knelt down beside her in a full Boba Fett cosplay. Like, it is full on. It's not like a t-shirt and a hat. It's like the full cosplay. But it's Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
And her face is a little bit confused. And it says, she definitely has the look of someone who's got ready to pose for a photo with Boba Fett and suddenly found themselves posing for a photo with Harry Potter, which I thought was quite cool. But I'd love to know the story of this. Is like,
Yeah,
why is Daniel Radcliffe?
I might have to look this up
Yes.
later.
Maybe
and
we
see.
talk about it next episode.
Yeah.
But why is Daniel Radcliffe in a full-on
Boba
Boba Fett
costume.
cosplay? Like again, like I said, it's not half like, oh, he's had a little go. Like, no, he's gone full out for that.
Yeah. Maybe
So-
he borrowed a Five Year Firsts cosplay.
Maybe he is one of them.
Oh, we
Maybe
wouldn't
he's one of
know.
the Bobas.
We wouldn't know because they just have a helmet on.
But yeah, so that's the meme of the week. I thought that
Yeah.
was quite funny.
And it's cosplay related.
So, Troopers of the Week.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching this, we have decided, we should have thought of this sooner.
Yeah.
We're going to put the names
Of the troopers.
on the screen for you.
Yeah.
So, these are our Troopers of the Week. T-Fin cosplays and Obi-Wan Kenobi. My choice this week is T-Fin cosplays. They recently just started following us on Instagram.
Mhm.
So I'm going to give them a message after this episode and maybe get them to come on in a future episode. They do they're a Coruscant Guard cosplay,
Mhm.
which we quite like the Coruscant Guard here. So that would be also our first Coruscant Guard
That
guest
would be very cool.
if we can get them on. But they did a video where he's done a stitch with these two girls in on holiday in Mexico, and they're like, "We're in Mexico. Where are you at?"
Yeah.
And then he's stood there and he's like, "Twin Cities Con, Minneapolis, second floor, being awesome."
Yeah. And he does look very awesome.
And we've seen some videos as well, and he looks like he's also a friend with Vaughn.
Yeah, I believe so.
So if you do know Vaughn, then maybe we'll have a clone. We'll actually have a clone cosplayers episode, and we'll get
We
try and
should
get
do that.
one from each legion. Oh, I just thought of a fun idea.
Yeah.
We could have almost a tournament. So we get them on for a special episode.
Yeah.
And then each legion is basically debating why they are the best. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to
Just show
show
you
him,
guys. This is what he looks like.
very,
Very
and
cool.
he also has a
Coruscant
lot
Guard.
of moment, a lot of movement in his costume actually,
Yeah.
which would be
Should I show you the running one? I love it.
just doing laps. But
So yeah, hopefully we can.
I'm gonna
Get
send him
him
a
on.
message and hopefully we get him on. Yes, so T-Fin cosplays is my troop of the week.
Yeah.
Well done, trooper.
So mine is obviously who we mentioned earlier, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is her with Emily at the con. She has very cool Hera cosplay, and I really want to know how long it takes her to paint her face green and her body green, and how she made her head towels and everything. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get her on too. But yeah, I really thought her cosplay was very good
Yes.
Hera, because we don't see many Heras. But
I've seen a couple, but that was mainly at Celebration where it's all Star Wars.
yeah,
So, at there you expect to see every cosplay of every character ever. Whereas at these ones is you might see one.
yeah,
But she was the only Twi'lek we saw.
yeah,
But no, again,
very cool.
and it was, nice meeting her and getting a chat with her with Emily as well. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get her on as well at some point.
Yeah, hopefully
So
get some guests on.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
So that's about it for today's episode.
it's a good one.
We might be a little bit at a later time next week just because of scheduling. So it might be a different day or it might be a little bit later, but we will keep you
We'll let you know.
informed. So just make sure you keep an eye on our socials to to find out when we're going to be live.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see you next week. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode.
Yep.
So yeah, so from me, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.